as well still, guys, but only because we're trying to build up the hype for this series. Is it true these guys have never played before in an official match? Isn't that just crazy? Is that actually true according to look at that? Wow. Oh no, they have played each other before. I was gonna say, that would have been weird if they didn't. Someone said that earlier, and then I loaded it up and it didn't show up. Reynor's only beaten ShoWTimE once, and that was in Valencia this year. Wow, okay, okay. Let's get into this then, guys. Let me tweet very quickly. Super hyped for this game is at ShoWTimE versus at Reynor in the semi-finals of the WardiTV Christmas Invitational. Let's go. Twitch.tv/Wardy, just in case you guys didn't know where you were watching at already. Alright, let's do this. To the top left-hand side, we have got ourselves the red Protoss player. From our team, this is ShoWTimE. What's up, Faith SC? Dude, you've tuned in one hell of a time. This is our semi-final between Reynor, the blue Zerg in the bottom right side, and ShoWTimE. What a series. This is crazy. How much war chest XP do you get for watching? You get, I believe, people are saying it's 50,000 for every 20-minute increment or so. So 50k XP every 20 minutes. Oh man, this is gonna be so sick. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to this. Honestly, like, when I looked at this bracket, I thought Reynor Marine Lord would be great. I just hope it isn't like Reynor Marine Lord, because I was really hyped for Reynor Marine Lord and it wasn't brilliant. Reynor ShoWTimE. I didn't even get as far as to thinking about what the semifinals were going to be, but Reynor ShoWTimE really has some potential to be awesome here. Feelings jumping onto a probe as it gets chased away up towards the third base. Just wanted to check for the third hatchery coming down, but didn't exactly see it, but probably has a good idea. The Adept coming over now anyways will confirm that in the next few moments as this Adept is shitting on in. About to arrive, and we'll actually grab a Zerglin as it went very far forwards, trying to pick off that single probe. ShoWTimE throwing down the Stargate. Now, I casted a little bit of StarCraft 2 earlier today. Not earlier today, yesterday with ShoWTimE, and he played some PvZs against Denver. He was just so good. He just played for the late game, as ShoWTimE always does, and he had a variety of builds to get there. It was just a pleasure to watch. It really was. I'm really excited to see some more from ShoWTimE here, and see what he comes up with in this best of fives. You see a couple of Adepts coming forwards. Not going to be able to do much though, as they end up back in the center. This is going to be good, says Oak Warrior. Dude, tell me about it. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. It's going to be fantastic. Again, we actually have just, I mean, it's just going to be great, isn't it? It's just going to be great. Really looking forward to it as we see a couple of Adepts and Stalker hanging out the front. And this Oracle is going to start coming back through the top side. Zerglins from Reynor going to head through the middle of the map as well. Phoenix on the way out of the Stargate. So really just a very standard play so far. But there's the second Stargate. So now we know what ShoWTimE is going to be playing. That second Stargate is definitely a style of play from ShoWTimE that we saw the other day as well. And it's got a lot of potential in it. It's got a lot of power. We'll see what Reynor will try and do against it. He's already going +1 melee. Oh, he kills the first Oracle. Reynor, my man. That's a nice pick-off. Reynor, by the way, 3-0, 3-0 so far in this tournament. In the round of 12 and round of 8. But yeah, Reynor really doing a great job of shutting down that Oracle. With the +1 melee, he's going to play a fairly Ling-heavy style. And that's where double Stargate Phoenix will fall apart a bit. However, with a fast Twilight Council, I wonder if this is a fast Resonating Glaives. Because ShoWTimE... Okay, he hasn't seen the melee. Baneless comes down as well here from Reynor as he makes sure he's going to be safe against any sort of Adept attack. It should be Glaives out of the Twilight. But obviously you're not going to be able to afford too many Adepts while, you know, cranking out Corona-boosted double Stargate Phoenix. So, you have to be... Yeah, we'll see where the Twilight goes. Should just be Glaives, Phoenix Adept. That's a lot of Lings from Reynor, by the way. So he's already setting up very nicely to perhaps be able to apply some pressure on the third Nexus. The third Nexus, which doesn't exist yet, but should do in a few moments. So that Nexus drops down. And again, more Zerglins just continuing out here. And a few more drones on the way up. Blair starts to morph in on the natural as the Phoenix flies on the bottom right. Gets a couple taps onto an Overlord. +1 melee, about 75% of the way done. And again, these Zerglings of Reynor pulling back over to the left-hand side. So they're pulling all the way back to the left. As you see, these Adepts of ShoWTimE just hanging out at the moment. Lings will want to jump on this in a moment. And here we go. Adepts already taking just a little bit of damage. Not enough Lings to do much. Well, there's a lot of Lings, but without surrounding these Adepts, they're going to have some trouble actually getting much done. Shield Battery comes in behind this Stalker to defend. And again, there's that Glaives to make those Adepts super useful. Phoenix for the first time across the map and trying to get damage dealt. And they'll just find a couple of overlords to begin with. Immediately extra Spore Crawlers coming down, or even just initial Spore Crawlers coming down from Reynor. As again, his Zerglings unable to achieve much at the moment. They are pushed away very quickly, very easily. There's the +2 melee on the way up here as well. Queen's going to push those Phoenix up to the top side. Spore Crawler. Dealing a little bit of damage there again. Creep out into the middle of the map from Reynor as well. Just starting to advance. That'll help him have a little bit of extra speed and some good vision. Creep is really important because, of course, what you really want is to have the Protoss player be on creep as soon as possible so that they're afraid and so that you have some real potential. These Lings are going to surround the Adepts. Well, they have +1 melee. The Adepts have Glaives. I'm not sure if Reynor really realized that for a moment or two. Pulling back now, he'd be much better hanging out at home and getting some Banelings. However, the Adept Phoenix attack works really well because the Adepts can, of course, have some weaknesses against Banes, but if the Phoenix lift all of the Banelings up, that's no problem at all. Queens and a Spore Crawl to help hold at the front. Obviously, the Adepts can shade around and kind of take this fight wherever they want it to happen. Queens will have to come over here now, and again, they're going to be really in charge of looking after those Phoenix as they go towards the natural. Adepts have free split here, which does give the Lings a bit of a better surround as to what they've had before. It obviously minimizes the Baneling damage as the Banes and Lings do clean out the Adepts. 10 drones down. As ShoWTimE will get some more damage still with these Phoenix. I mean, at this point, as Reynor, he should just be cranking out drones. There is no reason to build anything else. Drone, drone, drone. Rebuild the drones you've lost, rebuild the drones you're still going to lose because these Phoenix are still alive. Although, that said, you lost 3 Phoenix here, so there's only 5 Phoenix left, which isn't that many to keep on harassing with. And it's coming all the way over. A couple of sentries sitting in that wall off there to begin with as we see a probe going down. A couple of Zealots and the sentry coming forward to swipe down a few of those Zerglings. So a few Zerglings being picked off as well as they will dive in once more. Shield batteries keeping these sentries alive. One Zealot goes down, second Zealot goes down as well. The sentries still taking a lot of damage here. Number 1 drops. Oh, Reynor's finding some insane value with these Zerglings. Eventually, he will be cleaned up, of course. On the other side of the map, it's still these Phoenix, and that's another 19 workers. The worker count is just ridiculous. He's killed. It's not another 19, sorry. It is just a continuation from before. He's just picking them off so frequently. That's 19 in total, though. 21 now, and 22 in the last few minutes. It's just crazy. It is adding up, and ShoWTimE is taking a supply lead. But Reynor has money in the bank that he just isn't using at the moment. We've seen those Zealots and a couple of sentries warped in front of the third base here. We see the Muscular Augments, the Baneling speed on the way up from Reynor as well. These Phoenix coming over, as we're going to be seeing a creep tumor coming down from Reynor as well. And Phoenix coming down to the bottom side. We're just going to be seeing this 4th hatchery also getting set up at the moment as we do see the Baneling speed, the Muscular Augments. All of this getting underway as we see the Hydras again, though. They are just always nearby. We see the Phoenix taking a little bit of damage. Spore Crawler's good to pop on some damage to those Phoenix. Still being pushed away. Psystorm is about halfway done here with a couple of Immortals being Chrono boosted out from ShoWTimE in the natural expansion. And he's obviously been doing that for a little while. He's going to have Storm, he's going to have Immortals. And ShoWTimE is just building up into that composition you'd expect ShoWTimE to have. Fantastic stuff so far as we see those Lings going to continue over to the left, thinking about where they might want to go. A couple of shots going off here and there. Reynor's been allowed to get back into this. Not really allowed to get back in. ShoWTimE, this is just the style he likes to play, right? He will play an opening, he'll get to where he gets to, and, you know, he will hit timings which he knows are very powerful, but he doesn't ever overextend. He knows that, you know, okay, well, you know, I put myself in a good spot. That just means going into the late game, I'm in a really good spot because I know how well I can play the late game. And that's what, you know, what's kind of being set up for here at the moment as we do see those Zerglings. These are going to come down towards the bottom left-hand side. Still a lot of those on the way out. It is just Lingbane Hydra for the moment, waiting for that Groove of Spines before we continue into this. Obviously, I don't think Reynor's going to get aggressive throughout that Hydra range as Lings run in, but again, this is where ShoWTimE's army is positioned. He's also got army up to the top. A great split already from ShoWTimE. just preparation for what Reynor could potentially do. The Phoenix patrolling up here in case of dropper lords, or if an Overseer tries to pick up info. ShoWTimE just has all of those different units just exactly where he needs them to be, really. The Zealots, Immortals, and High Templar gather up beneath the Prism. We see 2 more High Templar warping in and 5 more Zealots. This army moves out into the middle of the map and onto the creep spread, and this is where it does get dangerous. ShoWTimE's maxed out. Now there's no reason for him to sort of sit back and defend. He builds the fleet beacon, so behind this he'll start to move towards carriers. And generally at this point, ShoWTimE, he will just try and pick off maybe the 4th or the 5th base, and then just back away into that carrier production. So let's see what he tries for. Reynor does have a very good surround set up, though. Lings are going straight on towards those High Templar. First couple of storms are good, but some of the Banes are getting through the force fields. Great extra storms, however. It's given the Hydras a lot of chance to deal damage. And I would say that was actually a mix of feelings there for both players. ShoWTimE obviously killed off a lot, but he did lose a few units as well, and he has been pushed back. Reynor with the confidence there and the great surround to defend for the moment. So good defense there initially. To the top side, Phoenix still patrolling away as we see a few Zealots going to counterattack into this right-hand side base. Queenslings and Hydras to pick these off. On the top, this Warp Prism moving around towards the top right. Also looking to see where it can get to. Phoenix just patrolling. Stargate coming down in the main. On the bottom side of the map, we see Sentries and Immortals. A couple of Archons as well. They are going to get ready to push in towards this hatchery here. Currently, these Banes of Reynor are just a little bit kind of out on their own. Gets a Zealot so far. Second Zealot takes some damage. Again, more Banes, more Hydras coming down to the bottom side of this. As we are going to be seeing a couple of Zealots getting set in. Oh, the Banes actually making it through. Oh, the Banes are going to connect big on the Archons and Immortals. Getting really towards the High Templar as well. Storm's still available. Reynor just says, let's go for it. He catches the entire army. The recall gets nothing out alive. What a decision as well when the Storms come down on that ramp to say, you know what, I know I can get up here and kill this. This is worth the damage I'll take on my Hydras, and boy was that true. As Reynor's Lingbane Hydra is currently just a little bit too much for ShoWTimE. Pylon in the front gets taken down, and Reynor keeps on pressing forward. The Zealot counterattack is currently being dealt with by a masked set of transfusions and Hydras. And there's just a lot of Hydras here as we see really not many Storms available. Obviously, new High Templar had to be made. Phoenix lifting some Banes, but the Hydra will turn around and kill off a couple of those. Hydra still pressing forwards. A couple of gates going down. Banes rolling in towards this mineral line. Going to get, oh my god, 1921 workers killed already. Interceptors now coming in with the brand new carriers. But the Storms coming down. It's cost them High Templar to cast those Storms, so they have to get so close to the Hydra to turn and killing them. 2 of them managed to morph into an Archon, but 22 probes lost here. Yes, carriers are out. But can ShoWTimE even afford more carriers at this stage? Perhaps not. I mean, realistically, can he? I mean, he's got no money. He's got no minerals. He's got very little gas. I think it's better for him to try and build a ground army because these carriers are not great in the lower numbers. As the Lings, the Hydras are gathering up between the bases. They're going to get ready to keep pressing in. Warp Prism to the top side of the map. These Hydras are going to be coming through and able to pick this Prism off. So that's the end of them Zealot run bys for a moment. And again, ShoWTimE is broke because of the worker losses. It's tough for him to afford a Warp Prism while he tries to remax here. Lings and Hydras set up in the middle of the map, coming down to the bottom. +3 attack coming in on the Forge, currently being Corona boosted. And we've seen the Phoenix gets picked off pretty quickly. As we do have. Well, Ling's going to try and break through the front here. I mean, High Templar have to pull back there as well. They don't have the energy to storm just yet, these two. The new ones that are coming in do have the energy. Reynor has got Hive up now, so might have to start moving in towards something off of that Hive tech to really make use of this. Oh, he's going to grab a High Templar. He's going to grab 2 because he's got to run by on the bottom side. Oh my god, the Storm's coming in from the recall. Oh my god. ShoWTimE, are you crazy? He recalled his High Templar. The Banes were coming in and the Storms came down. Oh my god. Top side, the Hydra's going to back away. Zealots, well, try and charge in, but there's not that many of them. The Interceptors are down. Those Interceptors taking so long to build now. It means that these carriers really do need some time to reset, so that if Berserker kind of cleans out and wins the fight, it's actually very difficult for the Protoss to recover if they keep applying pressure, and that's exactly what Reynor's doing. Coming in, carrier number 1's down. The Lings are dealing with the Grand Army as the Hydras just add that extra damage in. The second carrier is very low as well. I mean, a new Interceptor comes up to last maybe a split second. The carrier now targeted down. And Reynor continuing to make his way through these Immortals. A storm will drop. Another storm as well. Remember, this was not a great earlier game from Reynor here. That's a GG, though. After 16 minutes, Reynor takes this down. And it all came from that big in this best of 5. Trying to bounce back. The blue Protoss, top right corner. It's ShoWTimE. Up against the red Zerg in the lower left. This is Reynor. Is there any tree under it? Yes, we have photo evidence that there used to be a tree there. Photographic evidence. You can't argue with that. That amount of balls has to count as tree torture. I'm excited to count how many there's actually been on the tree when we take it down. It is pretty ridiculous, not gonna lie. Overlord heading up towards the top side of the map here as we get things underway. Are there balls all the way to the trunk? There's even some decorations inside the tree. At some point we ran out of hangers, so we actually started putting them inside the tree, and they're just sitting in the middle there. So there is actually a lot. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us. The viewership is insane. If we keep this up, if we get games like that, we might be pressing 3,000 viewers. We might be pressing 3,000 viewers, which would just be incredible. I don't think we've ever hit 3K viewers on like one of my own tournaments before without like a mega host or something crazy like that, you know. Let's see what we can do today. Does the war chest already work? Yes. If you're watching, you can level up. And does it only level on one region? I don't know the answer to that one. Maybe across all? I actually don't really know. Alright, 3K hype. Let's do it, guys. Let's hope for a nice long game. We might get there. As you see that pro popping up and is just looking around in the early stages of game number 2. Across the map, the first Overlord gets here. And we are also going to be seeing the Overlord coming to the top side as well. Varus SC2 comes in with a fresh subscription. How are you doing? Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Wardy family. We are also pushing 700 subscribers tonight, guys. We're 22 away, which is obviously not immediately going to happen, but really awesome to still be pressing towards that. Honestly, I think we'll hit 700 or so before the end of the year, if we keep up streaming, which I do plan to. So that's super awesome. Overlord fun here as a couple of lings will get in from Reynor to try and scout. We'll may just go for a probe kill. Chase these away from the natural, which is kind of nice. Oh. Taking a little bit of damage. That's still nice though, right? I mean, forces the probes off the mineral line for a little while. As we do have the Stargate scene, sees the Oracle as well. So Oracle first out of ShoWTimE. No point going Phoenix first, I guess, if you know the Ling's already going to scout that it's a Stargate. Because now we'll see a gateway to fill this up. There is 2 Overlords. If he knows that, if he notices that Phoenix might be worthwhile, otherwise he could just use the Oracle to high ground vision kill this Overlord right here, and then he can actually bypass the Phoenix altogether and spend his gas elsewhere. Yes, because the Oracle comes down to the bottom, he will be able to kill this one. There's a couple of gates on the way up. Twilight Council drops down as well in the back of the main. As we're going to be seeing the Oracle picking off the few Zerglings that try to come in and get that Stalker. Although, obviously, having to use the Oracle energy on the Zerglings rather than drones, etc. Kind of cool. Shout out to Rifkin, dropping some codes for skins in the chat. Got to be quick to grab them, though. So many people in here. Appreciate it, Riff. Oracle shows up down to the bottom left-hand side as you see this Overlord. Also about to pop in towards the main. A couple of links continue to set up on the Stalker. Deal some damage. Rotron Lair still coming through here. It's going to be a good response to this Glaives. Corona boosting out. ShoWTimE probably going to with the Robo on the way up now as well. Yeah, what he has been doing is that very typical kind of Glaives push, then you fall back into Immortal production, a few Sentry Warpins, and you go for a big follow-up attack. We've seen obviously a few players. It's been very popular for a little while. ShoWTimE has been using it in his arsenal of PvZ builds the last couple of times we've seen him, so with the Glaives open, probably expecting that here. What's up, Ed Scottney123 coming in with the 4-month resub. Hey Wardy, you're so fun, you blow my mind. Hey Wardy, clap, 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 hey Wardy. Thank you so much. Singing included if you resub with a message. I sang something yesterday as well, something about donations or something. That might have been on Base Trade stream. Lings cancelling that Nexus. As we are going to be seeing the Lings pulling back to the left-hand side. Adepts here starting to hunt those drones down, and Reynor might just be in a little bit of trouble. Poor workers going down here. The Adept shade into the natural. Well, that's obviously an issue because now these Zerglings coming in have to go into a bit of a more choked up area. 7 drones down currently as the Roach is starting to come out and deal with this, but even more drones going down. And when it comes down to Roaches being left over, the biggest issue is they're so immobile in comparison to the Adepts. This drone's going to have to run away. I like the Queen block here, putting it between the land and the spawn pool. Stop the Adepts running straight into the mineral line. Bought some time as these Adepts are going to cancel that shade and recall out to take the least possible losses. ShoWTimE finds early damage once again as we see some sentries already out. 5 extra gates coming down, so building up to the big push now. ShoWTimE getting ready to attack. Roaches from Reynor continuing up towards the top right-hand side, and, well, this may be the one opportunity here. Oh, very good force fields, though. Protects that Immortal perfectly. ShoWTimE is so good at these little things sometimes. Those 2 force fields, they were just absolutely kind of positioned, like, absolutely perfect. You could not have asked for much more than that, could you? They were absolutely what you wanted that to be. Sentries, Adepts, and a Stalker. Immortals as well coming across. Heavy Metal Finland, I'm worried about the rest of the year because of this. SG is supposed to be getting more support, not cuts. There are no cuts. The prize money is the same. They're still flying players out for an offline finals. They're doing 10 weeks of studio broadcast. They are not cuts. The WCI, this is literally a scheduling thing where it was very difficult to run an event at the start of the year because you have to have challenges set up before it as well. Last year it was a mess. Everyone will attest to it. Last year WCS Challenger for Leipzig was a mess. It was awful. This is just a way for them to just produce a better a better production for the WCS system, honestly. No challenger? That doesn't mean it's a cutback. You're getting 64 players competing in this event. And it's going to be the same prize pool as Challenger and Circuit combined. It's not a cutback. It's really not a cutback. It is truly 100% just a thing of scheduling and making sure everything is coming in and going to work out well. I honestly think it seen as a cutback is just very negative thinking. It really is. Anyways, this Nade Phoenix gets taken down there. There's going to be seeing a couple of moles lifted up into that prism. Going to see a shield battery, a couple of other pylons on the way down. Going to see the Roaches pushing those walls away. ShoWTimE obviously decided not to go for the aggressive attack, realizing Reynor had built up a little bit too much. And now if the Swarm Host in play, interested to see what Reynor can get done. It's a good map for Swarm Host play. Starting to clean out those rocks so the Swarm Hosts have good mobility between the bases, but that's what ShoWTimE's trying to stop from happening. Using these Immortals to just get free pickups the best he can. Challenger, well, each Challenger had 10k prize pool, but I'd be very surprised if there wasn't something. I mean, yes, arguably, I guess you could say that's a bit of a cut, but I don't think it's as much of a cut as it is just. It just makes sense with what they're doing for the format. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't think it's a bad thing at all. I actually think it's going to be much better than what it was last year. I think it'll get a lot more eyes on WCS. It'll get a lot more hype. I think it's very good. Anyways. See Lings, Roaches, and Rabbits. Get worried when they cut the WCS circuit prize pool down to half or something. That's when we should worry, you know? Anyways, let's actually cast this game, guys, because this is about to get exciting. The Locust will come in with the Ling, Roach, Rabbit to make this a huge swarm of units. As we do see the Archons doing a good job of holding this off, though. The Stasis Ward caught a few of the Locusts as well. And actually, ShoWTimE feeling confident enough to keep pressing forwards and chasing those Roaches and Ravagers. Corrosive Bowels grab a sentry, but that's all for the moment. Continue to press through a couple of force fields. ShoWTimE will probably stop right there, but he actually, Reynor leaves a couple of Ravagers behind. And they are going to take some damage too. A couple of drones going down as the DT shows up on that top side base as well. ShoWTimE with a strong chase. That gets some good damage done. So Swarm Host unsuccessful so far. Blink on the way up, +2 attack, +1 shields. All of this coming through at the moment as we see these Swarm Hosts coming into the top side of the map. Army in the center from ShoWTimE as well, just hanging out. He's going to be seeing Zealots charging in. Going to grab a Ravager. Of course, the Fowls do miss. Just going to be seeing those Locusts coming in on the top side. We're going to see some Zealots. Probes taking some damage. GTs starting to swipe their way through these Locusts. Dealing so much damage here. Locusts not really doing as much as they'd like to. Couldn't get the mineral line, weren't hitting the Nexus because they were derping out instead. Here you go. You're just going to start pressing. You're going to be seeing the Roaches taking a little bit of damage. Archon's taking a couple of Corrosive Bow hits. Reynor's fourth base here to the top side is down. That's a big kill so far as we see this press forward still happening. A couple of Archons still morphing in. The Storm's now used. This is a push forwards that is looking very deadly. ShoWTimE looking very good right here. Locust on the right side. ShoWTimE, if you can just back away from them, would be great as the DT finds the Swarm Hosts. Oh, the Locust dropped right on top of a bunch of Immortals. That's painful. So that's going to be a little bit, that's going to be costly actually, as now maybe Reynor can actually clean this army out. I think ShoWTimE might have been a bit overzealous sticking around. Zealots charging in though, and I mean, Immortals are so surprising so much of the time and with how much they can do. Corrosive Bowels drop down, kill the Warp Prism. Still pressing forwards here. Swarm Host off cooldown in a few moments. DT's still trying to do what they can against them. ShoWTimE still pressing in, but now he has absolutely no Warp Prism reinforcements. It's still tough. He's done a lot, but if he sticks around, these Immortals are going to drop down dead, and that is going to be a real issue as ShoWTimE trying to pull away, activating the Oracle energy even there. Immortals have to run away. The Locust drop down on them. Reinforcements shut down, and ShoWTimE is pushed away. Reynor is held on with 3 bases against 4, but 140 to 30 army supply. MBK 1011, thank you so much for the 5 sub bomb. If you guys are about to hear your name, you just got hit by MBK 1011's sub bomb here. Thank you so much for gifting out some subs to the community, dude. Spotbog got hit with that sub bomb. Zinger 11111, Hayuk NXD, Mendesot, and Cyborg Sellout. Welcome to the Wardy family. As we do have Immortals and Archons down on the bottom side, pushing forwards here. I was going to end up on this Nexus. Locust dropping in. Corrosive Bowels getting some damage done. Suddenly ShoWTimE loses one of his bases. The Swarm Host Locusts don't manage to kill anything in the end, but now these Immortals and Archons are stuck in a corner with Roaches and Ravagers collapsing into them, and it looks like Reynor is about to take a 2-0 lead over ShoWTimE in the semi-finals. An Immortal goes down. Reynor looks to be back on form here today as the Roaches and the Ravagers will chase down this army and will continue to clean this up. I mean, ShoWTimE will drop around, do what he can. Another wave of Locusts just to help. ShoWTimE is getting himself into decent positions in these games and then just falling apart in the fights. Reynor has way too much here. This Nexus at the top side will fall as well. The Natural is obviously under siege. Pressing straight on in, these Immortals going down. GG, and Reynor takes a 2-0 lead in this best of. It's game 3 and about to be in a lot of trouble if you can't turn this around. Our blue Protoss from Armor Team is ShoWTimE. Bottom left-hand side, our red Zerg is Reynor. I subbed to base trade yesterday and didn't get my name on a tree, says Chicken Man. That sounds like a Rifkin problem. Rift Blush is in the chat, guys. Rift Blush is in the chat. Let's see him. If Thank you so much, guys. Game 3 of this best of 5 series. Reynor up 2-0. Even if this ends up a 3-0, it has been a heck of a match. It's been really fun games. Obviously, I wanted to go the distance. I wanted to go to Game 5. I want to see ShoWTimE fight back. But it's been really awesome so far. And shout out to all you guys who've been supporting. Man, what a great series. What a great matchup. We're only 16 subscribers away from 700 as well. I know we've been counting that down a little bit, so just to give you guys an update. We're only 16 subs off of 700. Absolutely redonkulous. It's just crazy. It is just crazy, honestly. The love has been unreal. Alright then. Getting this set up, looking to go into this as this Overlord about to arrive. The first Adept on the way from ShoWTimE, the early game PvZ so far. Kind of just what we're expecting. Why has my pen disappeared again? How does my pen disappear every single time? Adept gonna shade down to the bottom left. Buzz Tour coming in with a sub. Thank you so much for using your Twitch Prime on the channel. Appreciate it. Of course, if you guys do have a Twitch Prime, do consider using it. It's free to use to subscribe and helps us out a huge amount. So thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. Again, if you guys got your Twitch Prime, you can help us hit that 700 sub goal maybe. Vandal009 comes in with the 11-month resub. Thank you for almost 1 full year of support here on the channel. Appreciate it. Got hooked in January, now he just keeps on going. Thank you so much for the 11 months. Dr. Korborkian coming in with the Twitch Prime sub as well. Thank you so much indeed. Appreciate it. Full drone's going down. Sorry, I just had to take a moment there to ban an idiot in the chat. Phoenix pushing the top, getting this Overlord. So the Adept gets a couple of drones, that's obviously quite nice. Got a little bit of damage there from Reynor to begin with. There's Phoenix now, sorry, from ShoWTimE to begin with. Reynor now losing an Overlord as well, which is expected with this Phoenix actually coming out this time. Again, we've been seeing a few non-Phoenix openings despite the Stargate, so cool to see it switching up. And again, early game PvZ, while still very similar a lot of the time, we're starting to see a bit more variety here. As we do have the Phoenix coming down the right, and just continuing to, again, have a little bit of a wander around, seeing what's up. So that second Stargate means double Stargate Phoenix going to be the play, as we've actually just gone through an entire another box of decorations. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Seeing this double Stargate, I mean, obviously ShoWTimE, I really feel like ShoWTimE got very far ahead with the double Stargate last time around anyways. So going into it again, I mean, I don't mind it. I think it works nice. It's obviously a very solid way to open. We do just have those little bits of damage being done across the map again. Some Adepts just being a little bit of a nuisance here or there. Now everything heading back home. Woody, if you were a building I required to get more Vespine gas, you'll be a fine I actually struggled to read that, Rifkin. I actually struggled to read it. I've got nothing. I didn't know you could actually make me speechless while not casting with you, but you've done it. You've gone above and beyond. 2 robot facilities dropping down, a very common follow-up to just go in towards that immortal production nice and quick, get a good amount of those up. Especially important against big follow-up aggressive attacks. The only situation double robo isn't good is maybe against a lot of lings flooding you, but that's not happening here because Reynor's going into pretty fast Hydras. Last time we went Ling Bane Hydra, we went heavy on the Ling Bane initially. This time it's Hydras right away. Loses a few here already though. Phoenix is backing away as you do see another immortal just on the way up. As you do see a couple of Immortals continue to come in right now. Zerglings continue to come across the map. Oh, you guys want the Rifkin camera to come back? I don't know if you guys really want the Rifkin camera to come back. We had a Rifkin camera yesterday. It was great. People loved it. I feel like it was meant to just be a one-day thing. Was the Rifkin camera? We had a Rifkin camera yesterday, Rifkin. You saw it. Phoenix here again. Another couple of drones again. ShoWTimE just being so careful with these. Losing none of them. Just a couple of adepts that dove in for a bit more damage. As we do see a couple of just bits and pieces being picked off here. Reynor unable to do much with these Zerglings. And ShoWTimE getting into the Twilight Council, getting into the Forge. Phoenix is still flying around, still doing a good job with it. He's just been picking up a whole bunch of drones, just killed 8 more, so doing a good job of this. If we had a Rifkin camera, we'd be at 700 subs. Okay, I'm going to put a Rifkin camera on and see if it gets us 700 subscribers. Give me a sec. Please don't crash. That would be really good as well. Oh. Rifkin camera is currently on the floor. Here we go. A freshly installed Rifkin camera. How about that? There you go. Oh, it's actually in the middle of the screen. Didn't mean it to be quite that big. Sorry, guys. There you go. Rifkin camera installed. You know, you guys said it might work. We'll see if it works. How many subs have we got now? 686. As we have these Phoenix just going to be flying around at the moment. A couple of Immortals still being chrono boosted out at a time. And just going to be seeing all of this army of ShoWTimE still gathering up. And just too much ShoWTimE's army does. Sit on a 3rd before he's ready to move to a 4th. And just getting ready to go from there. As we're going to see those Phoenix getting ready to come into the main. Looking for, again, just a few more drone kills here. Getting a little bit of damage at the moment. And his Hydras just don't know what to do. I mean, moving across the map doesn't seem like a great decision. He is just playing Lingbane Hydra again, but his melee upgrades will be late, which will mean diving in towards units and probe lines with workers with Banelings is going to be a little bit less effective for a while longer here. Simon K777, thank you so much for the fresh Twitch Prime sub coming in. Was that because of the Rifkin cam? It was, wasn't it? Rifkin cam. Getting us subscribers one at a time. Oh, I actually need a whole new box of decorations. Oh my god. It's my last box. No! Well, my last box that isn't in from the car. Okay. Bane's morphing in. So Reynor is going to try and make this aggressive. Obviously, doesn't exactly have a great worker count or anything at the moment. 67 is not brilliant considering the situation. It's morphing a ton of Banes. Looks like Reynor just wants to get this across the map and try and make this happen. Going across here. Thank you so much, Adzi, for the 100 bits as well. Appreciate it. I've been very generous with the bits today, but this big fight is kicking off. Bane's coming in from a couple different angles. The first force fields are good. The High Templar storms are pretty good as well. More storms coming down. Does Reynor have enough, or can ShoWTimE hold on? I think ShoWTimE's held on. Now it's only Hydras. Becomes a little bit tougher to justify pressing in. There's a few more Banes. The storm comes in towards them, minimizes the damage from those. I think this is a hold from ShoWTimE. Extra Lings showing up though. Maybe they can make the difference. There's some Zealots running in. Phoenix now going to start lifting up some of these hides. I tell you what, these last few Immortals have gone down very quickly. Now the Phoenix getting picked off as well. Has Reynor done this? I really didn't think he had, but maybe he has, because now these Hydras are on the 3rd, and well, across the map we see some Zealots causing some chaos, but reinforcements will start to deal with this. It's a little bit tough right here as ShoWTimE is, well, just going to have to tap out. He didn't have enough to hold on. I mean, I guess he didn't really know that Reynor was going to try to all in, right? There's a fleet beacon. He's just a little bit too greedy against how